Here are my top moments of 2024. Number 1, Taisei discovers. What's funny is I've been creating with my brother's friends for a long time, kind of before I started creating with my brother. And I think the bigger lesson in that is that I'm getting closer to my root and my identity. Identity searching is something that every creator struggles with, and it's always a moving finish line. So for me, it feels like I'm getting closer to my root, who I am, my identity, because it's my brother. People who know us in real life, not on these screens, know both of us, and they know we are a duo. And this is to all siblings out there. I think our biggest, or at least in real life feedback that I get, is our Honokai piece. I think it's because we're speaking from a perspective of siblings. So I think the sibling relationship is something that I've looked into more this year, and it's just cool to be doing cool stuff with my brother. Number 2, the Osmo Pocket. This is all you need. I get so many questions about best cameras, and I don't know if it was Casey Neistat, like the OG YouTuber, vlogger, but the best camera is the one that you have on you. And this is coming from years and years of buying so many cameras, lenses, batteries, cases, handles, just everything. But this alone right here, this thing has sort of freed me up, because now I'm not scrambling through my bags or saying, hey, this moment should be captured, but I need 10 minutes to get ready for it. This is somewhere in between the big setup and this. Like, these tools right here feel so liberating in the sense that it's quick. It's quick, and you don't have to spend too much brain power on the technical side of expression. This gets me a little bit closer to express. Number 3, the month of June. Basically, if I could wrap it up, places and faces. The places and faces that I want to be, with the places I want to be with the faces I want to see. Bars. That's what June was about. It sort of rekindled the 2013 Kenji, who was still living in Japan, just quit his job teaching English, which is regular paychecks every 2 weeks, right? Into a full-on freelance. I'm in my brokest state, and I just had a camera, and I was just thinking, what do I want to shoot? You know, and figuring it out, failing along the way. But that exploratory feeling when you're high motivation, very, very low conviction, because you like don't know what you're doing, but you're super motivated. That stage, I kind of felt that again, because we're in Oregon at this huge event in the wine world. For me, I'm a first timer, newbie, normie, but my bro, he's ahead of me. And so I'm just absorbing everything, like super grasshopper level, super layman level, but super high motivation. And I say this after living in Japan for over 8 years. Like, this recent trip was my best day in Tokyo. More on that in 2025. Number 4, to create, one must consume. I'm gonna highlight 2 specific things in 2024 that really shook me as a creator, because I loved it so much. Number 1 is actually Dune Part 2. I watched that movie 3 times in theaters. In Hawaii, the best theater you can get, I know it's debatable, but Doe Cannery, I watched it there twice. That movie is art. There's so many layers to enjoy with every watch. Visually stunning, the audio journey that you go on, as well as the storytelling. It's just one of those things that I'll dive into deeper. Movie reviews is something that I want to do, because the way I see stories and the way it influences the stories that I tell, I think that's why you're following this channel. The other event was a Kendrick Lamar beef. I say it as both a hip hop fan, longtime hip hop fan, but also someone who's an active member in the digital economy. Look at what that whole beef did for the economy, for the culture. What K-Dot did to his music was sort of unheard of in music. In terms of YouTube music, if you use my music on YouTube, you're giving me, or you cannot monetize, or your monetization is severely limited. K-Dot said, nah, do what you want with it, monetize it. Look at what the whole beef did for reaction channels on YouTube. Look what amount of content, the tidal wave of content that came because of this beef, that came out of this beef, that is still going to this day. It's just rolling into the next thing, the Super Bowl thing. It's hard to reach that kind of relevancy for that duration. And so without even taking sides, even though K-Dot won, I just took a side. Regardless of who you think won, just look at the effect of this battle. Look at how much cultural impact can happen from art. Number 5 is one that you honestly might never ever see on this channel, but it influences everything that I do. It's creating with my children. This year, my oldest child and I, we made a joke book. In this case, we're using Midjourney. So me and my daughter are practicing making prompts. Both of my daughters, we do this, but the older one is, we actually made a joke book. She really got into jokes and riddles, and so she would come up with a riddle. Maybe she'd innovate off one she liked. We'd put that at the top of the page, and then we'd generate an image using text to image generation, Midjourney. They loved it. They got a kick out of it. We'd go ahead and make variants of it and find the one that we like. Now we got an image to put behind the joke and the punchline, and that's what we did. That's just fun, and I think every creator should have a fun outlet that's not just money-driven work outlet. So that's my list, 2024. See you in 2025.